indicated he wanted very much. He suggested there was a very, very drastic about-face in policy in this area.
Yeah.
So someone...
Could you state your full name and how long you've been in Muncie?
Yeah, my name's James G. Truitt.
And how long?
And I've been in Muncie since 1929.
Since 1929. And where did you come from?
Carroll, Illinois.
Carroll, Illinois. Did your family come here with you at that particular time?
My wife, but
Nobody.
I have a family, but me and them, my mother parted when they were. She was living somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. And where were they living?
They live in Chicago.
In Chicago, Illinois.
Raised up in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. For what reason did you have for coming to Muncie?
To get away from down the country, for I was working at the railroad shop making 37.5 cents an hour when I could have got it up here for 50 cents an hour. To come to try to get more money on my wages.
And that was in
19 and 29.
19 and 29. Mm-hmm.
19, 27, 28, 29.
When were you born and what age were you when you came to Muncie?
Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I was born in Tennessee.
In Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
And you, let's see, how old did you say you were? You say you were 85?
86.
86.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 86. Let's see. What kind of job did you say you had?
Railroad job. I worked
railroad job.
Yeah, hustler for the Illinois Central.
How long did you work there?
Oh, about 12, 14 years.
12, 14
Off
years.
and on.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of job was that?
Had to bring engines out around the house.
Bringing engines.
Put them in the house, not clean the fire on them like that.
Mm-hmm. At that particular time, how was relations in Muncie? Did you find it real hard to get a job? Did they accept you?
Yes, sir. When I come here, there wasn't one factory running 2 days a week. That's Ball Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a job on the street here, asphalting the streets.
Mm-hmm.
In 1929. Pouring hot asphalt.
Mm-hmm.
And we were spreading it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all. I stayed with them till from July up until September. The weather got bad and they couldn't do no asphalt on the street. Then I was out of a job then until I went to work for Darty's Cake Factory out on Hoyt Avenue.
Out on Hoyt? Hoyt Avenue.
You know
Darty's Cake Factory?
Yeah, do you know where that storage place is out there on Hoyt Avenue? It's kind of a brick building there. Just you turn off, come across the railroad there, it's across now on Willard, and you go on around, going up Hoyt, and just about 2 blocks up past there's an old building there. It's I guess it's look like some kind of it's a big old brick building. That's where they had the cake factory.
Mm-hmm.
There, just above the city barn.
Mm-hmm.
The old Rose City barn.
And what was your specific job there?
Cooking cakes.
Cooking cakes. How long did you work there?
I worked there 4 years.
4 years. So that would have been 1931.
Yeah.
Around 1931.
Yeah, just a little before Roosevelt got the elected president. Right after.
Right during that time of the Depression, what did you do then?
At the time of Depression, I was just catching these catch cans. Didn't have no certain job. Just whatever I could get. I lived on, welfare.
On welfare.
Mm-hmm.
Up until how long before you got your next job?
Well, the next job I got was working out the Melville Foundry.
Melville Foundry?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of work did you do there?
Oh boy, anything.
Anything.
Shanking iron and pouring iron and just doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything handling iron.
So most of the time you were handling odd jobs all the way up and through the Depression. And after Depression, what did you do after that?
Odd job after the Depression.
Mm-hmm.
I went to work then for Broderick out here.
Mm-hmm.
That's during the wartime.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's right after the Depression.
How was their position on hiring blacks? How did they treat blacks at that particular time?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I worked at the Muncie Foundry out there on Brotherton Street.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the Negroes had automobiles there then, but nothing like they got now.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted,
This was in about 1935, you'd say?
Yeah,
somewhere around there?
1935. And if you worked at their Muncie Foundry and drove a car up there, they wouldn't let you work if you wouldn't let you work if you had a car.
Mm-hmm.
That was at Muncie Foundry.
Why was that?
Well, they had prejudice. And
if you was black, you couldn't have a car and drive up there?
No, you couldn't. John L. Stanley had a car, one of them had a Hudson. And them Hudson was made with 2 spare wheels up on the run board. I don't know if you've seen them like that. And the boss told John, said, John, said, you let me drive your car home to my dinner and you can drive your car here at the factory.
Now, wait a minute. He said what?
You let me drive your car to dinner. And then you can drive it back and forth to the factory.
This was John L. Stanley.
John L. Stanley.
Whatever happened to him?
He left here. He died. John did, yeah. He got a brother named James. We all used to work at the Muncie Foundry.
So he had to walk?
Yeah. And then I know if you worked there, got a job, if you worked at the Muncie Foundry and had an automobile, you couldn't work there. I ain't tell
how long did that last? It
lasted up until almost time President Roosevelt to get elected.
What was that? Wait a minute. He got elected when? When did he first get elected?
He got elected in 33.
33, 32.
Yeah, 33.
Okay. So maybe that wasn't 1935. It was a few years back then.
Yeah, see? Well, okay.
And then following that, after you, Roosevelt got in there, and then Truman come along at the end of the war. How was things? Was it a boom?
Yeah, I had a job out there. I was working at Hart Avenue then, when Roosevelt got to come in there. And they give me, Roosevelt had this year NRA, see? Well, if he was working on the government rule, well, at NRA, like I was working out there, I was working 12, 14 hours a week.
You referring to National Recovery Act? Yeah.
I was working out there then for 12 or 13, 14 hours a day. Well, after that National Recovery Act come in, well, then they didn't want to cut me down to 8 hours. See, they cut everybody down to 8 hours. And they didn't want to cut me down to that, so I worked on with them and told me, he said, well, so you coming off? I said, we got some talk for you. I said, all right. And I was washing pans, cake pans. When I left there, they had me cooking, baking cake. When I wasn't getting no more, I got less. Because the government officer and told me, said, well, Truitt says, we're going to have to cut your wages, and then you have to come an hour earlier. That's when I flew up. I didn't stay there for 2-3 days after that.
Well, why they want to make you do more work and cut your wages?
Well, just because they could do it. The old man, the company was going down. Out there, out there, a little brick building out there on Hart Avenue, right there, just right above 6th Street.
And the name of that building?
It was Darty's Cake Factory. I don't know what it is now.
Darty's Cake Factory. You don't know if it's there?
No, yeah, it's there. I used to pass that not long ago. It's there. I think they got some kind of some kind of storage place in there. Store where they store stuff. And they tore part of it down.
What did you do here in the 50s? Like in the 50s, moving up to
Chevrolet.
Chevrolet? How long you stay there?
Stayed there 2 months, 3 months, it'd been 11 years.
And that was all the way up to about
1954.
54.
I went to work at Chevrolet plant. Let me see. I don't know. I can't exactly figure that out. But I worked there right after the war. Right after the war, I went to work there, and I quit out here at Malibu Foundry. Went to work at Broadix, and then left Broadix and went to work at Chevrolet. And I stayed at Chevrolet until I moved up till recently, I was retired from 54.
So you've been retired from there. How long have you been
54.
Since 54. How long have you been working at East Longfellow as patrolman?
About ever since Truitt was mayor.
Truitt? That's about
No, Truitt was mayor. His last 2 years, in his 4 years term, I went to work out there with the children. Well, then the Republicans got in, and that knocked me out. They didn't want me, you see. I'm a Democrat.
You're a Democrat.
And then I stayed out there for 4 years. Frank Nelson had it out there. And so Frank died. But I had asked him for it. I said, now, that is my job doing Truitt's administration. But I said, now, if the Democrats get in again, I want my job back. They said, well, if there's any way we get it, we'll get it. Well, Frank Nelson taken it because Frank Nelson was committeeman when I was out there with Truitt. See, he had a better pull than I had. And so when after Frank Nelson died, I called him up and told him, I said, yeah, come on over here. And do you come over been every day.
Have you been a Democrat all your life?
No. I just got turned Democrat when Roosevelt got elected.
When Roosevelt got elected. How come, was there any particular reasons that you were a Republican before?
Well, I had it brought up in me from a boy up.
From a boy
All
up?
my parents were Republican.
Was because of?
Because of, I don't know.
Abraham Lincoln? Is that
Yeah.
because they said he was Republican? He
Yeah,
freed us?
yeah, of course. Hey, why? You were Republican. And I remember we was living in Shawneetown, Illinois, and during the...
Shawnee?
Shawneetown.
Shawneetown.
Shawneetown, Illinois, when I was a little boy. And that was back there during the time that McKinley was president.
McKinley.
Yeah. You know.
Where's that particular town? How far is it located from
Illinois?
Chicago?
Right down, huh?
How far is it located from Chicago?
Shawneetown?
Mm-hmm.
No, Shawneetown, way down here below Evansville.
It is.
Mm-hmm. It's just below...
Southern Illinois.
Yeah. It's just below Wabash River, and into the Ohio River.
Mm-hmm.
But this man told my stepfather, when I was a little boy, says, Lynn, says, tell you what you do. You want him to vote for Bryant. William Jennings Bryant was running against McKinley, William McKinley. And they wanted him to vote a Democrat ticket, a Republican ticket to get Bryant back in there, see. And so this man told my stepfather, says, Lynn, says, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll fix you. We live down the country. Now, I'll give you a picture house, pretty house up full of furniture. And if you vote for William Jennings Bryant. See, he wanted to vote a Democrat ticket back there, you see. Well, I mean, Republican ticket. No, Democrat ticket. And so because they had all them, they had little buttons on harnesses, little tin things like these things, and these here tambourines. You seen them little rings?
Tambourines.
Well, they had them all on the harnesses. Boy, you could hear a horse come ding-a-ling-a, ding-a-ling-a-ling. All that was the free silver. See, that's a Democrat.
Yeah.
And that was called a free silver.
Yeah. Well,
and then after the Democrats, after McKinley got elected, why, they told my stepfather I couldn't work for him no more. And we left there.
Have you always lived in Whiteley?
No. Yeah, no. I lived in the old town way before I moved out
When
here.
did blacks start moving in Whiteley, and did they have any other areas open to them? Did they live always cross town and then Whiteley?
You mean?
When did they start moving over here? Have they always been here?
I'll tell you. What, you colored people?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a few out here. When I come out here, there was about 4 or 5 families. When I first moved over town, come here. Well, they come there, you see, after the Negroes, come in buying them properties over there, close to the white people. White people had all them on Willard, all back out in all the southern part of downtown here, but all white. Negroes lived, I lived on Center Street over there, on 2nd Street, and lived on Madison Street, right along there between 1st and 2nd, and I lived on Hackley, and lived on Pershing Drive. I moved all around over there. Well, after the Negroes come moving in, and these white folks come in selling out, they come in selling out, who the Negroes come in moving in their neighborhood, they come in leaving, see, and they're still leaving. Negroes buying up all that time, wasn't a Negro living on Willard.
How did they treat you when you first came here? When you first moved
they treated us nice.
But still they moved.
But
still they moved.
Yeah, yeah. They were the white people. They acted very nice with us here.
But how'd you react when they act real nice, but yet they was able to move?
Huh?
What'd you think about it when they were able to act real nice, but yet they were able to move? You know, move away from you.
Well,
what'd you think about that?
I knew what they done it for. See. Because they didn't want the Negroes living upside of them. That's why they did it. And, of course, Negroes coming in, went to work at these factories, coming in and making money, they come in buying their places. Buying places, see? That's how community bought it. I had paid $1,700 for this place when I moved out here. And they're buying them cheap, over on Madison there, right there between 1st and 2nd Street. You could have got any part of that street houses along there for $600.
I bet they sell for a lot more than that now, don't they?
Oh, boy. What are you talking? Of course, there are apartments in there. But in them houses over there, it costs you something now. And we couldn't get them because white folks had them engaged.
How'd you feel like when they was moving away? Do you ever feel like they had attitude they was better than you, or that you was lesser than them?
Listen, bro, right down here, right now, down here in Shedtown, below 8th Street, all the way down that far, they don't care nothing about no colored people. I'll tell you that now. I know, I worked down there. Worked at Chevrolet plant with them. When I worked at Chevrolet plant, They didn't want us to work there. They didn't want no color. Chevrolet hadn't been for the war. We never got in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, how did blacks get most of the things they want? But it seemed like, did they do anything special to aid them, or did they just sit by and wait till the white people gave them their so-called rights?
Well, no. The white man, the Negro commenced to squabbling here.
Mm-hmm.
They commenced to squabbling about getting money, and they got to the place where the more Southerners and I didn't want to work with them in the factory.
Mm-hmm.
And so Roosevelt, boy, he fixed them too. All these places paid them. Not only here, they were all over the country that way. And so they told them they had to give the Negro jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Roosevelt told him. That's not like him today.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead, but he stirred up things around here.
Mm-hmm.
Told them they had to give the Negroes a job.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come and start breaking down.
Mm-hmm. You remember any families who had control? What about the Balls and some of these other white families had influence? You think they helped blacks along or helped or
Well,
held them
they
down?
did. Ball brothers did.
Mm-hmm.
Ball brothers helped the colored.
Which way?
In fact, they all cut in there except on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
All working on it, doing the scrub work.
Mm-hmm.
But just a little before.
Skilled labor they didn't do too much. He didn't hire them for that.
No, he didn't hire them for that. They hired them to do the skull work.
Mm-hmm.
The work, what kind of work? Like building and pouring concrete all around there for sheds and like that. You know where they could put their food stores in. And if you after that was done, you didn't have no job. That's the way it used to be. Chevrolet too.
Mm-hmm.
Chevrolet used to work you there. You come in and get a job. Yeah, they give you a job out there somewhere digging in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
When when I worked there, they didn't have no niggas on them operating them machines.
They didn't.
Mm-mm. The first Negro got a step out there off labor work, off janitor work.
Mm-hmm.
I was working a janitor out there in the dye shop, and they automatically gave me a job oiling those machines out there.
Mm-hmm. So
I told them I was the best oil I ever hit out there too.
Mm-hmm.
I got that record out there now.
How soon before they had their first machinist, the guy who actually run the machine?
Well, I don't know. That's all happened since I left there.
Since you left there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been all the way up until 1954. You said nobody was running the machine.
Why don't niggas run no machine?
1954.
Shoving shavings and like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a job oiling. That's all I had.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if I'd have been there now, I'd have been operating a machine if they'd worked me.
Mm-hmm. What about you remember anything about the Klan? They seem like they used to be strong in Muncie. You remember any particular incidents?
Well, they had a parade here one time, about 2 or 3 years ago, uptown there. And the Klans used to be bad. I don't know about them.
You don't know too much. You didn't pay too much attention. What about that? Some people mention Marion, case in Marion, where these 3 black got hanged in Marion. You know anything about that?
About Marion, Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've heard.
One of them was from Muncie.
No, I've heard a lot of stuff about that, Marion, but I don't know nothing.
Anything connected. Mm-hmm.
But they had a parade uptown there, and the city ordered them not to parade with the hood on.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't parade then in the streets, but they just walked on, give out pamphlets on the sidewalk, right up there on Main Street, or between Main Street and Adams. Mm-hmm. They went down there. They had their white gowns on, but didn't have that hats on them little thing in the eyes where you look out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they was passing out pamphlets, trying to gain some more men, join it.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about.
I'm gonna tell you something. They can say what you want to, but the Ku Klux Klan is building up right now. While we sitting down, they ain't thinking about it, but they are getting members in, and boy, they're gonna take over too. Being careful when they start. Mm-hmm. That Ku Klux Klan's strong here.
Yeah.
They got to do it undercover, you see.
Mm-hmm. What gives you that feeling that they're strong? You know, things you just sense?
Well, I just know from the way they... I've talked to some of them, see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, says, what do you know about this? Me and another white boy that got into it out that factory, talking about the Ku Klux Klan.
This was when?
That's the time I was working there.
That time you was working there in 54. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't get much out of them, but I know when they passed that pamphlet out, there's a bunch of white boys following them, see? Mm-hmm. Great big row of them. I guess it's about maybe 200-300 of them. Following them fellows, them Ku Klux on the side, but then I'm on the street, because the police had the street. Mm-hmm. And they was following them back and forth, and they're handing my pamphlets out to one of them.
This was about 2 years ago.
I tried to get one of them, but I didn't.
This was about 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years, Yeah, I think it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe it's been a little longer than
Maybe.
that. That's just before I went to work for a bunch of
Maybe about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I expect it's worse than that, brother.
What about some black families? You know any black families who could possibly help blacks that don't or didn't know? How much power did they have back then? Did they band together? Did blacks try to band together back then?
No, they didn't start the band together till recently.
Till recently.
No.
What's some of those reasons? Lack of trust?
Well, you know one thing, I can talk about my folks.
Mm-hmm.
The Negro, one thing, they won't work together. They pull away, see? They didn't have nobody to boost them up, to let them know, see the condition we are in.
Until recently.
Yeah, until recently, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it is in the Army now. These damn boys are in the Army. And they're squabbling and having prejudice in the Army. That's the way the people are here.
Why is that it's so hard for black people to organize?
Well, they ain't had no good leaders. That's one thing. You know what to start this thing with humming?
Who?
Old Luther King, Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm. Before that, what about, you ever heard of W.E.B. Du Bois or Marcus Garvey?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
What about them? What did you think they was doing?
Well, I don't know. I never
Follow them.
No, I never.
Well, I think W.E.B. Du Bois was telling about Booker T. Washington that that his approach to just doing little janitor work and little hand jobs is not good. You should also get some education.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus Garvey had a movement similar to Back to Africa, that telling them back in 1929 that black was beautiful and all this. He was in Harlem, and they were leaders in a sense. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Well, no. Fact of business, no, I didn't.
But the main thing,
but you know what good me think about it? They ain't got no help to help me.
They hadn't what?
What a good me think about the whole thing. Didn't have nobody to encourage.
Mm-hmm.
Just a minute.
Okay. Let's stop. About Martin Luther King.
I ain't seen him on there in a long time. Yeah.
And you said Martin Luther King's one got it started, huh?
Yeah, he got started.
Mm-hmm.
He got started. Negroes come kind of knitting together then.
What about Muncie though? What was they doing at this particular time?
I'll tell you.
The time Martin Luther King was working, what was they doing in Muncie?
Well, I don't know. It seems to me like that stirred them up worse than anything.
Mm-hmm.
See, stirred the white man up. Because they didn't care much about you working around these factories, but these white folks didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. They wanted to give you the hardest thing they could get. That's all these old founders and doing this old street work out here, asphalt streets like that. That's the biggest thing a Negro could get.
Mm-hmm.
But after Martin Luther come in here and come in, said, boy, he stirred up something.
Open
amongst the
people's
black
eyes,
race.
huh?
Yeah.
Like churches, one reason. There's a lot of churches in a lot of black neighborhoods. You find that one reason can't get together because the preachers don't come together. You think there's petty jealousy?
I'll tell you what don't get together. I belong to church too.
Mm-hmm.
My Bible says any man in Christ is a new creature.
Mm-hmm.
New creation.
Mm-hmm.
Any man in Christ is a new creature. Old things passed away, behold, all things became new.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a Christian man. And you're a Christian man. After you receive Christ, I'll put it that way. But of course I got another way to put it. After you receive Christ in your soul, then you go back doing the same things you were, then you ain't got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got nothing to help you. Bible says after the Holy Ghost has come upon you, you shall have power.
Mm-hmm.
Not have power to raise the dead, have power to keep them doing the things you were doing. And now you can't hardly tell the Christian from the sinner.
Mm-hmm. Why is that as blacks turn away from the church? They used to pray to church, pray to God?
No, they just ain't got, they listen.
You saying like their parents, like my mother, she goes to church, she's sanctified, almost go to church every day.
I'm sanctified too.
Uh-huh. And she said like sometimes you're unthankful, ungodly, and unholy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, she told me that today when I went home.
Right.
But however, why is it that the parents that's as religious as they are try to steer their kids in the right direction? Now, because of the black revolution that's taking place, socially and everything, they're steering away from the churches. It's that much harder to keep their attendance, that they're no longer listening to, the promise of pie in the sky. Why is that?
Well, I'm going to tell you best of my knowledge. People of today, instead of, you see, we'll have a lot of stuff coming up on us.
Mm-hmm.
And the people today, instead of taking a hold of God and holding to Him and bringing this generation down, that's the only thing going to bring them down, because they're going to get worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about it, people don't want to serve God like they ought to, like the book says.
Mm-hmm.
And said, just like I said, I tell you, the Codex Scripture says, any man in Christ is a new creature. Well, any man's in Christ has got God in his life, ain't going to do ungodly things.
Mm-hmm.
See? Church people today going to having their parties and drinking. Old Catholics, they do it, and they call themselves, you better not tell him he ain't got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't got nothing, just as big a devil as he was at first.
Mm-hmm.
That devil ain't took out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes the Holy Ghost to take that out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Ghost, look at me. Boy, you talking about, I used to be a pistol around here. When I was young, when I was first come here, I'd get out here and get drunk and dressed up and just cut up and clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clean up and act a fool and clown and cut up and go on.
Mm-hmm.
But since God saved me, I haven't been there. That's 22 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done it. That's what a lot of the church folks today are going back. They say, yeah, I got a religion. I got a religion. And go right back. Hey, you catch him doing the same thing he done before he got a religion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't done it. I smoked, I chased women, I drank my liquor, and I done every devilish thing I could do.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have nothing to keep it from doing it.
Mm-hmm. So all that too by not leading more to God and follow His ways is holding back too.
That's right.
But what about the person who keeps you down and he's supposed to be, what's his bag then? How is he able to keep doing that? Where does his power come from if he ain't believing in it?
Well, the Bible says the blind lead the blind and both fall in the ditch.
Mm-hmm.
See? If a preacher ain't got that, how you expect for the people to have anything?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing the Bible says, the preacher is a light for his members.
Mm-hmm.
He's a light. He's the shoulder of light. We have a preacher over there, Bishop Sanders. Do you know him?
Yeah, I've heard his name.
I got that other church where I'm fixing to go tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen that much out of him.
He's been here for about 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't seen that much out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll oil you up if you ain't living right.
Mm-hmm.
He sure will. That's what God's commandment. God told us that we got to live right, to walk right before Him. We got to set the amount a light is hid and can't be seen.
Mm-hmm.
If the light is, if you got your light hid under a bushel and can't be seen, you need to get up on the hills where it can give light so that it can be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because God wants us to let our light shine. Let my light shine. You know, since I've been saved, I've got two brothers that's saved over under my life I live.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them are at my church, and one of them a deacon.
And getting these religious people together and organized, that might be a key. But how do you get them organized to like participate?
Ain't no organized. Peace is going away from the earth, and men are having their own ways.
But if they wanna better their circumstances, won't they have to do that?
Sure they will. I'm gonna just, I've got a little chapter I want to read to you, and show you what happened. Right. It says here, and I'm going to read this chapter. It says, I therefore, the prisoners of the Lord, beseech you that that's Paul now giving them people down there the instruction how to walk before God.
Mm-hmm.
The prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye were called, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. Endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit of the bound of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, there even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, and one baptism. One God, the Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's I'm just showing you what the people have put like that. But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ. Wherefore, he said, when he ascended up on high, he lead captivity, and gave gifts unto the men. Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heaven, that he might fill all things. and he gives some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists. And I see Paul is telling them people, he's reading that to telling them about in them churches down there in Ephesus. Oh, I got the wrong chapter. Sure, no wonder. Yes. Here's what I want to get out in Ephesians. I'm going to get Galatians. Here's what we read on last night. That's a good one. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made you free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. That means sin. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you, that if ye be circumcised, Christ shall profit you nothing. But I testify again to every man that is circumcised, that he is a debtor to do the whole law. Christ is become of no effect unto you. Wherefore, whatsoever of you are justified by the law, you are fallen from grace. For we, through the Spirit, wait for the hope of righteousness by faith. See that? You can't just go do these things. You got God. Now, Paul is down there trying to get them churches straight down there in Galatia, and they're doing all that thing. One here, he's talking about the gifts. Yeah, one had a gift. They just started reading it a few minutes ago. Well, I just want to show you. But now I got a piece in here. It's my favorite. It's about 5 verses in it. It's my favorite. I'm gonna read it to you. Boy, this is a stinger with all of us. It's a stinger with all of us. I told my pastor say to get some. Look here. David asked God a question, and God answered him. And God answered him just like he wants us to do too. Says, Lord, who shall abide in our tabernacle? David asked God that. Or who shall dwell in our holy hill? Here's what God gave him. He that walketh uprightly, and worketh righteousness, and speaketh the truth in his heart. That's the one going to be there. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doth evil unto his neighbor, nor take up reproach against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned, C-O-N-T-E-M-E-D, contemned. But he honors them that fear the Lord. He that swears to his own hurt and changes not, if he tell the truth and die on it. He that putteth not out his money to usury, or take up reward against the innocent. He that does these things shall never be moved. That's a key to all of the scripture.
What do you think that blacks that go from here from now? You think they get more militant? They'll be more passive? What's your opinion on that? You know.
Well, I'll tell you, we ain't gonna have it. Sonny, listen, let me tell you something, brother. 2 years from today, you ain't gonna know nothing. There's so much stuff uprising in the world today. There's gonna be a great big change. There's gonna be I look for the Antichrist to come.
The who?
The Antichrist. Now he's the one gonna tell everybody what to do. He's gonna come up in Jesus, in God's place. He's gonna land here right over in Jerusalem and sit on the throne over there, David's throne. That I'm God, beside me and there nothing. Then you got to take the mark of the beast to get anything. That's what I'm trying to head you for. That's in here. It's right in here. You got to take that mark, either in the forehead, or in your hand, or somewhere about you where it can be seen. If you take that mark, you can go and get food, anything you want. But God said, any man that takes the mark of the beast, he's doomed for hell. But that's what the Antichrist is doing, and he's gonna stay over yonder with Jerusalem 3 years. On to sit on that throne about 3 years. On David, on the throne where Jesus is gonna sit. When Jesus is gonna come down and get away with him, and he's gonna take over. Now these preachers don't know that. See, I'm so glad this book is sweet. If you obey this book, you'll make it. Yes, Jesus said,
you look pretty young for your age. That's helped you a lot, huh? The Bible.
Yeah, sure. The Bible helped me a lot. Bible helps me a lot.
Say 85. You say 85. See your wife, Mrs. Callie Truitt. She was 64. When was this? What year did she die?
Last month.
Last month? So you have, let's see, surviving. You have 2 sisters, Mrs. Nina Mukes, Mrs. Winfred Deering.
Nina Mukes, yeah.
And a brother, Cornelius Deering.
Deering. Yeah, that's her people. Mine didn't come. I got 5 girls in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one nice roof. I can't hardly stay here. But yeah, we got to. He's gonna take his seat over yonder on King David's seat. He's gonna put his altar up in Jerusalem. He's going to tell the whole world. And you're going to have to go there and pay your tithes to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't do it, they'll say, you better not call Jesus' name over there or nowhere else. They'll cut your head off you.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the mark of the beast, you won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the mark of the beast, you're lost anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen. That's what we're heading in for now. The Lord's coming back. He's going to take his church. Says, I'm coming as a shout. Coming as loud as a trumpet and a shout. I forget how it said, but that's what he said. And the dead in Christ shall rise first.
Mm-hmm.
And those that remain will be caught up and changed in a twinkling of an eye and caught up to meet him with the dead in the midair.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're getting away from all this trouble now. And those that are left there got to stay here till the white throne judgment.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1,000 years.
We've talked about religion. How do you find politics? How involved in Muncie in politics? Do you vote?
Religion ain't got no business fooling with politics.
I know. I don't think so either. But where do you find politics? Did you vote, or you tend to vote? And do you think blacks in Muncie are apathetic? Do they vote, or do they?
Well, I'll tell you the way they're doing. They're trying to give the young folks a chance to vote. Of course, the whites do. But whereas one thing about it, I don't.
When did you first vote?
I voted the first time I voted was back when McKinley run for president.
Mm-hmm.
No, not McKinley. No, I didn't either. I was a boy when he run. But the first time I voted was I voted for Woodrow Wilson.
Mm-hmm. And you say you were Republican, and then you changed to a Democrat.
I changed after I got changed to Democrat after Theodore Roosevelt.
Franklin Roosevelt.
Yeah, he come in and he helped us put on that there stuff and give us a raise.
Mm-hmm.
I worked out here on the park doing for government, raking these out there in the park and getting 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours a day, 5 days.
Mm-hmm. You said that your parents sort of, you followed them because they voted Republican. And did they have any influence on you when you were little? Did they ever tell you anything about relations with white people, or did you kind of develop them on your own?
Well,
did they ever say one way or the other?
We wasn't, see, when I was coming up, youngster, we wasn't allowed to fool around with white folks. Together. They didn't give us no chance at all.
Mm.
See, they kept everything closed down on us. Well, back there, they couldn't do nothing about it.
Did they have colored seats and white seats and swimming pools or places where blacks and whites could go here?
They didn't have it all. We went to different schools. I come from the colored school.
Mm-hmm. What school was that?
Mount City, Illinois.
And what about here? Did they have any signs or places you couldn't go?
Yeah.
What were the name of some of them?
Well, was all these. You see these eating places on here. They was on Main Street then.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't go in there. I don't know as I don't know, 'cause I knew they bothered with them. I didn't pay much attention to who they were, but I know you couldn't go in there. And they say here, I just think it's just been about 2 or 3 years ago since it made it possible to go and eat eating places and eat.
Mm-hmm. What about doctors and lawyers? Was there a lot of black doctors and lawyers and
there was one
policemen?
doctor here that I knew of when I come in.
Who was that?
And that is Dr. He left here and went to California.
Dr. Smith?
Yeah.
Dr. Smith. What about police? Do blacks get a fair trial?
Police is on force when I come in.
Who was they?
That's two. They were both dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You remember their name?
Yeah, Andrew Parnell was one.
Andrew Parnell?
Andrew Parnell, and another deal out there in the industry there. I can't think of his name. I like to call it.
Let's see, Andrew Purnell. Was that P-U-R-N-E-L-L?
P-E-R-N-E-W.
P-U or
P-E-R.
Purnell.
Yeah, Purnell.
Oh. Mm-hmm. How did they get a trial when you first came here and now? They get a fair trial?
Well, they got a fair trial according to the white boy. If he done something that the white boy was punished just like he was, equally. Mm-hmm. In trial or release or whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. They got that break in there. Mm-hmm. But they didn't want you to bother. They didn't care about you going. You better not go in there. Go in there and sit down and eat. They look at you, boy. Woo. Mm-hmm. I never did do it, but so the boys done it and told me about it. Mm-hmm. I never go in there.
Mm-hmm. So you were just allowed not to play with whites because of other people's actions, your parents?
Well, they no kids playing with the whites. Mm-hmm. And they had schools there too, but They wasn't there. Let me see. They have colored schools. Yeah, they went to school. All of them I know they went to school together here.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as working condition, the white man had the best of it. You didn't have nothing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's about it. And unless you have anything further you want to add, I really appreciate interviewing.
I want to get ready to church. I'm gonna see what time is it. What time is
Okay.
it?
It's about 7:20. Okay, thanks a lot.
Well, I'll give you all I could help you.
Okay then.
And I hope you'll have success.
All right then. Thank you. Okay.